If someone asks you this one question, walk away immediately. I'm totally serious because in the next few minutes, I'm going to expose the questions that professional liars use to hijack your brain, steal your sanity, and make you feel crazy for catching them in a lie. And if you've heard even one of these, you're already in their trap. You know that feeling when someone asks you something and your entire nervous system just screams danger? Like they're smiling, their tone is calm, but every cell in your body is doing the Macarena and begging you to run? Yeah, that's not paranoia. That's your primal brain recognizing a predator because you just encountered a liar. And not your average, I didn't eat your leftovers liar. I'm talking Olympic level, gaslight you into questioning reality, make you apologize for their betrayal kind of liars. And here's the kicker. They don't just lie with words. They lie with questions. See, amateur liars make statements. I didn't do it. You're wrong. That never happened. But professional manipulators, they ask questions. Because questions don't just deflect, they reprogram you. They shift blame, rewrite history, and turn you into the villain of a story they created. And in this episode, we're dissecting 5 of the most toxic, manipulative, soul-crushing questions liars weaponize against you. Because once you recognize these patterns, you become immune to their psychological warfare. I don't care if it's your partner, your boss, that friend who only texts when we need something, some questions are just red flags wrapped in question marks. This isn't about being paranoid, this is about being prepared. So let's expose these manipulators. Oh, and stick around till the end. I'm dropping 5 books that'll turn you into a human lie detector. Let's go. Question number 1. Why are you being so sensitive? Oh, I'm sorry. Am I being sensitive for having feelings about your lies? This question is psychological warfare disguised as concern. You catch them doing something shady, lying, cheating, talking behind your back, and instead of owning it, they hit you with, "Why are you being so sensitive?" Here's what's happening. They're not addressing what they did. They're attacking how you reacted. It's called tone policing, and it's manipulation 101. The moment you start defending your emotions instead of addressing their actions, they win. You've entered the circus, and guess what? You're the clown now. Liars use this question to make you the problem so they don't have to face consequences. It's not about your sensitivity, it's about their accountability, or lack thereof. And if you fall for it, they'll rewrite the entire narrative where you're the crazy one and they're the misunderstood saint. Don't fall for it. Question number 2. Don't you trust me? This is the emotional grenade, the guilt nuke, the manipulation masterpiece. You catch them being sketchy. Maybe they've been hiding texts. Maybe their story doesn't add up. And instead of explaining, they drop this bomb. Wow, don't you trust me? Suddenly, you're on trial. You're not even discussing what they did anymore. You're scrambling to prove you're not a paranoid psycho. This is emotional blackmail disguised as vulnerability. It flips the script so fast you'll get whiplash. And here's the sick part. They know you care about the relationship, so they weaponize that care against you. They're banking on you valuing being a good person more than protecting yourself from their lies. Here's the truth. People who are actually trustworthy don't need to ask if you trust them. They show you through consistency, honesty, and not acting like a cartoon villain caught red-handed. Real trust is built through transparent actions over time, not demanded in the middle of a confrontation like some kind of emotional hostage situation. If they have to ask if you trust them while dodging your questions, congratulations, you just got your answer.
Let's continue with question number 3. What do you want me to say? Translation, I'm guilty, but I want you to feel bad for confronting me. This question is so manipulative, it should come with a hazard warning. Instead of taking responsibility, they play dumb. They act confused, overwhelmed, or just too emotional to talk. It's the verbal equivalent of a toddler throwing themselves on the floor and screaming. Notice how they never ever say, let me explain what actually happened, or here's the truth. Why? Because the truth isn't on their side. So they stall, they deflect, and they make you do the emotional labor of figuring out how they should apologize. Here's what they're really saying. I don't want to admit what I did, so I'm going to make you feel guilty for even asking, and maybe you'll just drop it. They want you to write their apology script so they can fake remorse, check the little sorry box, and move on like absolutely nothing happened. If someone's first response to hurting you is, "What do you want me to say?" they're not sorry. They're just annoyed they got caught. Okay, question number 4. Can't we just move on? No, Karen, we can't just move on until you take responsibility for acting like a discount spy. Liars hate being exposed. They especially hate long conversations where their mask starts cracking. So they try to speed run closure by playing the let's just move forward card. They're treating your pain like a Netflix episode they want to skip. Just hit next and pretend the plot hole never existed. But your emotions aren't a streaming service they can fast forward through. Now, don't get me wrong, moving on is a part of healing. But skipping accountability isn't healing. It's emotional fraud. They want closure without consequences, peace without process, a hug without the apology. And guess what? You are not a doormat with a pulse. This is the equivalent of breaking someone's leg and then asking them why they're still limping. You don't get to cause the damage and control the recovery timeline. Real resolution requires acknowledgement, accountability, and change. If they're trying to skip all 3, they're not interested in fixing things. They're interested in shutting you up. This brings us to question number 5. Are you really going to throw everything away over this? The emotional nuke, the guilt trip of all guilt trips, the manipulation Hail Mary. They frame your boundary as you destroying the relationship, like you're the villain for daring to call out their betrayal. Sometimes they say this with tears, sometimes with fake panic, sometimes with that wounded puppy look that makes you want to apologize for just existing. But here's the reality check. If the price of keeping someone is betraying yourself, then it's too damn expensive. They didn't ask themselves, am I really going to throw everything away by lying? Nope. But now that there are consequences, suddenly you're the bad guy? Absolutely not. So let's lock this in. Liars ask questions not to learn, but to manipulate, not to grow, but to control the narrative. They don't want truth, they want power over your perception of reality. But you're not falling for it anymore, because once you recognize the playbook, you stop being the player and you start being the referee. You call the fouls, you eject the clowns, and you protect your peace like it's worth more than gold, because it is. So next time someone tries to gaslight you with, "Don't you trust me?" look them dead in the eyes and say, "Trust? I don't even trust the expiration dates on milk. You think you got a chance?" This channel is for people who see through the BS. If that's you, smash that subscribe button and let's ruin some liars' careers together. Drop a comment if you've heard any of these questions. I want to hear your stories. Peace out, truth seekers. Stay sharp, stay savage, and never let a liar rewrite your reality.